Hello, welcome to the Green View Talk podcast. Today we will be discussing the article Tea Between Green and Oil, Lula's Climate Dilemma and International Hypocrisy, written by myself, Rafael Pasic, and our great friends Antonio Fernando Pinheiro Pedro and Helder Teles Stapite. On the eve of COP30, to be held in Belém, President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva presents himself as a global climate leader. Yet behind the inspiring speeches, his environmental policy reveals contradictions that challenge the coherence of his leadership, especially as Brazil chooses to follow neighboring Guyana in exploring oil along the Equatorial Margin, while facing external pressures disguised as environmentalism. 1. One basin, two narratives. Guyana has already begun large-scale oil exploration in the same geological formation that stretches to Brazil's coastline. Since 2019, the Caribbean nation has become an emerging oil power, with billions of barrels discovered and production steadily increasing. Brazil, on the other hand, has faced environmental hurdles and technical resistance to authorize drilling at the mouth of the Amazon, an area of high ecological sensitivity. Now, with Petrobras granted a license, Lula defends the move as a necessary step to finance the energy transition. But this logic, while pragmatic, clashes with the climate leadership narrative he promotes internationally. After all, how can one lead by example if the example is drilling? 2. Norway, green wealth from oil. The critique deepens when examining Norway's stance. The Scandinavian country is one of the largest contributors to Amazon preservation, having pledged $3 billion to Brazil's new rainforest fund. At the same time, its sovereign wealth fund, the largest in the world, is fueled almost entirely by profits from oil and gas. Equinor, the state-controlled energy company, continues to expand fossil fuel production, including in Brazil. This duality raises an uncomfortable question. Why is Norway allowed to drill for oil in its own territory and in Brazilian waters, while pressuring Brazil not to do the same? The answer seems less environmental and more geopolitical. 3. Green funds and diluted promises. The Tropical Forest Forever Fund, Lula's flagship environmental initiative, saw its initial target of US $25 billion slashed by 60%. Despite promising contributions, international engagement remains timid. The contradiction between seeking climate finance and investing in fossil fuels may be eroding trust among global partners, especially when those same partners profit from oil. 4. Belém, symbol or snare. Choosing Belém as the COP30 venue was meant to spotlight the Amazon. Yet the city's limited infrastructure, with a shortage of hotels and delegates housed on boats, could jeopardize the event's organization. The symbolic gesture risks becoming a logistical misstep. 5. Internal division and political ambiguity. According to Atlas Intel, 56% of Brazilians disapprove of Lula's environmental performance. The country is split. 51% prioritize the environment, even at economic cost, while 49% favor growth. This polarization reflects the government's and the president's central dilemma: development versus preservation. 6. Conclusion. COP30 is a historic opportunity for Brazil to reaffirm its sovereignty and show the world that development and preservation are not opposites. They are complementary. The country has the right to responsibly and transparently explore its natural resources, such as Equatorial Margin oil, just as nations now imposing environmental restrictions do. At the same time, Brazil can and must monetize its conservation efforts on behalf of humanity. The Brazilian Forest Code requires rural properties to maintain at least 20% native vegetation, rising to 80% in the Amazon. No other country imposes such demands on its productive sector. Brazilian agribusiness, therefore, is not a villain. It is part of the solution. Lula now has the chance to build a climate legacy that is also a legacy of social justice. economic growth, and national pride. To achieve this, he must abandon ambiguity and clearly embrace the idea that Brazil can be green without giving up prosperity. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to share this video with your friends and your opinion in the comments. Subscribe to our channel and activate the notification bell, as this helps us reach more and more people looking for quality information and learning. See you soon in our next video.